We're recording now.
Are we rolling?
Are we rolling?
Are we rolling?
This is an after-school program podcast.
I just realized I was talking over everything.
What key are we in? G?
Yeah.
I can't do it. What am I doing? We've never let the intro play out that long.
I promise I won't go again. I won't do that again, I promise. Sorry.
Dude, I keep a harmonica. I keep that thing on.
Oh, yeah, and then you tried to play harmonica over the harmonica.
You gotta
Yeah, you never know.
You gotta be ready with the harmonica.
You never know.
What?
You don't.
You have to be ready with the harmonica?
You never know.
When? When is it?
You know, sometimes you'll be sitting on a porch and
you never know.
You need to.
You never know when it's freaking. When it's 1732 and you're on a porch and you're depressed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the way that sounded,
real
like
sad.
You never know, and you'll need a harmonica. My car broke down on the side of the road.
Now I can play. At least I can play Amazing Grace. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
In memoriam of my
all right,
car.
Cool. My name is Shama, and I own I have a harmonica handy in my office. That's the kind of person that I am. That's my intro.
Yeah.
My name is PD, and this is the same outfit I was wearing for the last podcast, minus the hoodie, because Shama didn't want me to wear the same outfit twice.
And our guest.
Can I do the intro for
you could do this podcast.
Yeah.
Do it.
This is our guest, Adler. I've never talked to him. We've never met. I don't know anything about him. He has glasses and a red shirt. Shama, take it away.
Adler is a YouTube personality. He's known for things like a VeggieTales song that was picked up and turned to a real VeggieTales song, just like myself. He does funny videos.
Oh, nice.
He's a bike creator. He's been in the game. We are Twitter friends. He's absolutely crushing it. And I've had breakfast with this man in Springfield, Missouri, and I had a great time.
That's the best intro I've ever gotten. Anyway.
Yeah, that's new. This is the second time we've done that bit.
Yeah, we now use the NBA playoffs for every person that we introduce.
Yeah, because you never
beautiful.
know. I also I've got that on. I've got
this is classic.
You never know.
I've been watching so much Curb recently, so that's beautiful. Yes,
I like that people who watch
nonstop
Curb Your Enthusiasm just call it Curb, and I've been watching Curb. I'm like, yes, you have.
Yeah, I've been watching some Curb.
Been watching CYE.
If you know.
You never know. Well, dope, man. This is really good to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure.
It's good to meet you, PD.
Oh, nice to meet you too.
Okay, if our introduction, if our NBA playoffs introduction didn't do you justice, do you want to introduce yourself? I can cue it up again.
Oh no, I think that was pretty great. Yeah, you got all the basics.
I've never done an intro where it's like, I don't know you,
but you sounded super excited. So we realized this thing a couple episodes back is that none of us, PD and I, have never talked over like the NBA theme song. But there's so much gravitas and power with it. Like every time I watch ESPN, I'm like, why are they so excited? Then I'm like, oh, because that's just blaring in their ears all the time. It's that bump, 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 bump.
Hey, and that voice change I do, I'm not doing that. No. It just happens.
It just happens.
It just happens. You can't control the radio announcer voice that just comes out of it. Yeah.
Adler, man.
Ready.
So tell us about yourself, first of all.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me ask you.
Yeah.
If you run into someone that you haven't seen for a long time, for example, if we were a middle school friend, and and they're like, "What have you been up to?" What would you say?
Yeah. Oh, just I work at a TV station now. That's probably what I'd say. But I mean, they'd probably ask, "Are you still making videos?" They'll ask one of two things. They'll ask, "Are you still making videos?" Because I've been making them since I was like 16, and then they'll also ask, you still doing magic tricks? Because before YouTube I was big into magic tricks, and so that's like there's some old people,
please call them illusions.
illusions. Sorry,
in our pocket of faith We don't believe in
Yeah,
magic.
Yeah.
Forget. Yeah, it's illusionists. Are you still an illusionist? They ask me, and and I tell them no. I dropped my top hat a long time ago. But
Is that a term? Yeah, I left the top hat behind.
yeah, I burned it and it's gone. But
Yeah.
You gotta know when
no.
to put down the top hat, man.
You gotta know when to fold
Yeah.
the cards and flatten the top hat.
just
Yeah, when to
Put
hold
it in
them
a
and when to fold them.
and when to walk away.
When to let your pigeons fly away. Ha.
Yeah,
Right?
Aha.
Comedy.
Yeah.
comedy. Yes,
So-
but yeah,
So, man,
and
and you've
I'm
been
still making videos.
when I talked to you this past, when was that, October of last
Yeah.
year, you had just started
Yeah, we
working
ran
at a TV station.
That is true. Yes,
And how-
I was. How's that?
How's that been going?
Yeah, I've been. Well, I was selling advertising. No, I'm not anymore, and so now I'm a cameraman. So, which is actually like what I got my degree in, which is nice. But yeah, so
Yeah.
that's handy.
That's good. So I was in Oklahoma filming for VeggieTales. No, and then I was in Oklahoma, and then we were in Missouri visiting some friends, and I'd posted something about being in Missouri, and you're
Yeah.
like, dude, what part of Missouri? And I was like, I'm this part, the part with the
Yeah.
roads and stuff. And you're like, well, we got to get breakfast. And then we met up
I'm
and we
in the
got
part
breakfast.
with the roads too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think you mentioned something about Missouri having good barbecue. And I was like, oh, it's in Missouri.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I hit you up, but
Did y'all know each other prior to that?
We were Twitter friends.
yeah, I think we just knew each other through Twitter. 'Cause,
Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
and that
You know.
was that. And so I was just
Well, the pocket.
I just message people I see on the internet.
The
a lot.
pocket of so do I. You're like cool things, and the pocket of wholesome quality creators is not large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. There's not too many of us.
I've been
So when you
enjoying Twitter a lot lately. Have you?
yeah, I love Twitter.
Except when I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I need to dial it back. Like when I'm like going on rants about John Christ at
Yeah.
like 10 a.m. I'm like, all right,
yeah.
step away.
Need to
Twitter.
hold back on the John Christ rants.
You're a Twitter man, Adler.
Yeah, I like Twitter. It's good. I've been tweeting for ages. Yeah.
So I was asking somebody the other day about Twitter, and I was like, yeah, Twitter's just been blowing up. It's been so good with the quarantine. They're like, yeah, Twitter's seen better days. And we were on a different page, and I was like, nah, do you mean Twitter's gotten worse now that everybody doesn't have a job or things to do? And that's what he was implying, but I didn't ask him that like outright. Do you think Twitter's been good? I'm sorry. What is good?
There have
people
been so
are
many
dying.
good quarantine jokes.
But there have been like some really, really. I feel like describing
Yeah.
anything as good right now is people are like,
it's kind of
really?
insensitive.
Yeah.
Or
Excuse
be like,
me.
yeah, guys, I finally organized my fridge. And be
They're
like,
like,
well,
good.
60,000 people have died. Glad you got to
Yeah.
organize your fridge.
CDC updated the numbers. It's like 37,000 as of May 3rd.
Nice.
And we had our...
People still died. Don't
Hey,
get me wrong.
Can you play?
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
gonna play Celebration, would be way too dark. Like we had our highest death number yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm not-
the music.
Why did
U.S. #1, baby.
Look at that.
We win at everything.
this is
We are on top.
once that hits the internet? Once that hits the internet, we're all canceled
Yeah.
together.
USA.
Okay, well, so Adler, what were you just?
But
yeah, what were you gonna say?
no, I think Twitter's gotten better, or it's good right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if it's better
Yeah.
or if I'm just paying more attention to it because I have no choice.
yeah, one of the two. I'm
Yeah.
spending 8 hours a day looking at Twitter now, so I just
Yeah.
see the good things. But
Yeah.
Well, I get on Twitter and just write jokes, and then I'll get on Reddit and then get scared about from reading news articles.
Here's the thing.
Mhm.
Here's my cycle. Is I'll be on Facebook and I'll write something very dumb, and it'll do okay, and then I'll go on Twitter and I'll post the same thing, and then Twitter's like, okay, cool, whatever. But then I'll go on Reddit and I'll just be absolutely demoralized because everyone on Reddit is so funny that I'm like, I cannot believe that I'm finding this caliber of humor in a comment on like a, I don't know, like an air frying subreddit. You know what I mean? Or like a hot, like a crock pot subreddit. And there are just people just with the oneers just killing it. And I'm like, what is
there's
going on?
Reddit has has made me laugh on a level that no other platform has. Like when I read the story about it was the day I screwed up subreddit, and it was a story about a guy getting kicked out of his girlfriend's parents' house because he was claiming to have never eaten a potato, and apparently like the father became irate. He's like, "I know you've eaten a potato."
It's impossible.
We gotta read that story with some time on the show. Oh man, are you a Redditor?
That's
Adler?
great. I'm like a medium Redditor. I'll get on there once in a while. A lot of people are just mean to me on there. Like
well, it's like you have to like know their language and know how to post, or else you will be treated very rudely.
I like
that.
there's
I love
like I'll post on there sometimes, but yeah.
I love that. I said we were doing one thing. We were shooting something a while back. It was like an a cappella thing that's never going to see the light of day, and I was supposed to start it off on a couch by myself, and I was like, Can more people join me from the beginning? I'm really lonely. And PD was giving me a hard time. He's like, Shama's lonely.
Well, I don't know why, but hearing Shama say, I'm lonely and sounding distressed was like the funniest thing I'd ever heard.
The thing was, hearing you say right now, like, people are mean to me.
People are mean to me on Reddit.
Ultimately, no matter how big and bad you are on the internet, you're still like, I hope people accept me. You know what I mean? Like, don't be nice to me.
And then anytime
Please.
Shama had to start that scene again, I would go, I'm lonely. I'm lonely. And I started singing a song.
I'm trying.
But Reddit, they are a tough crowd.
Yeah.
I spent enough time posting that I got it. And then I was like, I'm going to hit 100,000 karma. And then I did. And I was like, all right, what was the point of that?
Yeah, I still feel empty inside. Yeah, I posted once in a like crappy design, I think, and it's a great one. Yeah, and I saw in real life, this parking lot, and there was like a light post that was in a parking spot, and I was like, that qualifies as crappy design. So I took a picture, and then someone was like, this actually isn't. This is more not my job.
Yeah.
This and then
so
I got so many downvotes, and I'm like, how does this not count? I don't
see. That's there's something about like, and this gets into content, but there's something about like I was just listening to a podcast, and there's this he's an older creator who was like did a ton of stuff online on YouTube, and he finally was like, dude, I just turned the comments off on all my YouTube videos. When I upload, I just upload and I turn off the comments, because he's like, when people go to a video, people scroll down to the comments, and that really dictates what they feel about it. And I was like, man, that is.
If you scroll down and they're turned off, you're like,
you're
weak. That's how I feel. Whenever I see a corporation disable comments, I'm like, you were just afraid of people's opinion of you.
I totally agree.
But it's also like walking into like a what is it? I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know. It's like walking into like a war zone, and you're like, but you didn't hear about it. And you're like, what happened here? What happened here?
Like,
what happened here that y'all don't want to talk about?
Like if a company, or like, how Kenneth Copeland put up his video of the I blow, and
are you talking about? Wait a second. Are you talking about this video right here? I've also just got the.
Please use that in a song.
We use that as like the 808. Andrew listens to the podcast. I got you, Andrew.
Yeah, so we go to Kenneth Copeland's video, and immediately I'm like, go down to the comments. And then when you see that they're disabled, it's like, dude, you messed up. Take your lashing.
That's because all the comments would be like,
I demand.
oh, man.
Yeah, like you signed up for this when you posted anything on YouTube, so you should. You deserve the comments.
It's like, you know what you did, just take it.
Yeah.
I was about to use that same. I was like, PD's all about just the taking it trend. But I guess another thing, he was like, he's like, you can't comment on like TV shows. I'm like, well, you can comment on the trailers now, and that's what people do.
But trailers are usually bad, especially stand-up trailers.
Yeah, let me ask you this. How much of the internet, Adler, informs your like or dislike for things?
I mean, I try to like and dislike things on my own, but
Yeah.
I evaluate what people think, but yeah, I'd say, yeah, not too much, but again, I don't know.
Have you ever like watched something just you ever been like a maniac and you just watch something without seeing it on IMDb or like an ad? It's like just a rogue documentary or like a movie, and you watch it and then you go online
and then you love it.
Yeah, and you love it.
And people
you
hate
love it. And you're genuinely excited, you know, and you're telling somebody else, dude, and then people are like, and then you go on Twitter and you search hashtag whatever show Netflix and and then people are like,
this is the worst thing.
Yeah, but I have the opposite of that experience. I'll watch something that I think is horrible and be like, I bet people on the internet agree with me. And then I'll go and read all the hate
all the
stuff.
comments are like, this movie was so important. And you're like,
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get mad at me for saying this, but that's how I felt about the Jamie Foxx Annie. I was like, this is trash.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen the Jamie Foxx Annie?
Didn't you like that?
I've not.
Oh, I loved the Jamie Foxx Annie. It's the new remake of Annie with Black Annie.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
the
Okay, yes, I
songs
have
are-
seen.
the songs
Yeah,
are good.
I was mistaken.
my bad. I'm sorry. I should have
I
said
have
Black
seen
Annie
it.
to start.
I just thought the story was not good.
Well, so I've been watching this show.
I liked it. I did like the Jamie Foxx Annie.
So so there's a thing where people like a theory that people say you can't critique black directors and writers because whatever, like, you're not critiquing the content, you're critiquing like them because they're black, you know, the age-old joke. So in a way there's almost like this fear.
Okay, am I racist now?
No, I'm not saying that you're racist. but I'm saying to some circles people would be like you're not racist, but you just can't come out and say you're not a fan of the black
Well,
Annie.
if anything, it was the white
You're not
characters
allowed
that
to
annoyed
say
me.
that.
I thought Jamie Foxx and Annie girl were good. It was like the secretary girl and like the you know, the Chad looking white dude.
Yeah.
Those are the people that were annoying me so much.
Well, that's the whole the model of, I guess it's very it's content informed by what people think the internet wants, you know?
Yeah.
And it ends up being this jambalaya form of a thing, and then they're like, oh, this and this.
I like how my defense is like, I'm not racist. The white characters I didn't, or the ones I didn't like. Which is true, but you know.
But I don't know.
So don't come at me.
But yeah, you're
Twitter.
right.
I find
I mean-
myself. What were you gonna say, Adler?
Well, I was gonna say we're in a weird time because like the Sonic trailer. Imagine if they had turned the comments off on the Sonic trailer.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have redesigned the entire character.
Has it done well though?
I think it did better than once they redesigned
Yeah.
the Sonic character because everyone was mad and they're like, okay, we're gonna redo it, and that's the first time that's ever happened.
Shout
for
out to Ben
people
Schwartz.
yeah,
Yeah.
for people to see a trailer and be like, we're not gonna go see this if this is what it looks like, and they're like, okay, we'll change it.
I am a big part of me is equal parts excited about putting stuff out on the internet and also terrified. Just because I'm like, mob mentality on the internet is so real.
Well, have any of
It
you
is so
ever
real.
gotten the mob? I've gotten it once.
No, I have not yet.
Have you gotten a mob?
Not really, no.
Okay, I got. Can I even tell this story?
Wait a second. Is it what I think it is?
Reddit?
Is this about the church?
No.
No, okay. Well, just think about what you're going to say before you say it.
All right. Well, I'll just tell the story, and if you want to cut it later, you can. So
I love how I turned into a parent, like, just think about your decisions.
Just
so
pray about it before you.
I would. Again, I'm. How do I go about even talking about this? I was on the _Donald back when that was a subreddit.
Okay, so subreddits are basically like forums where you can post. And yes, I know this
Donald
story.
Trump, during his campaign, people started an ironic subreddit that really took off. And I don't know if it was like half ironic. It was like half ironic memes, half like actual supporters. Eventually,
Basically,
it was like a huge hub of his supporters.
It was basically just like a bunch of Republicans with MAGA hats on the internet. Do this every time.
Yeah. Republicans
And
celebrating.
but it was
on
Republicans and PD.
So I would like drop in there in the
good.
same way that I would drop into like the like r/incel, just to peek in and like look at what's going on in there and just observe them like it's a zoo.
Yeah. It's kind of like 4chan. You don't visit it regularly. You just...
I've actually never been on 4chan. I'm afraid to go there.
I was on 4chan, and I have an accountability partner, VPN, on my phone, guys, because I care about connecting with Jesus and being accountable to another human being. I was on 4chan because I was reading some COVID-19 theories, and my accountability partner texted me so fast. He's like, "What's going on, man? What's going on?" I was like, I was just setting red flags, and I was like, "Dude, I'm sorry. I found out the government was involved, and Bill Clinton. And Bill Gates, and all these things, and I just wanted to do some more research on the dark web." But back to your story. So you're on the Donald.
It happens.
Yeah. So I mean, back then I was like doing whatever I thought would get me Reddit karma. So I remember I was at a Ted Cruz rally. Because I would just, if there was a political rally, it just looks fun. I'm like, I want to go and like pretend to be super into it. So
yeah.
One of Ted Cruz's
social experiment.
staffers came up to me and they were like, "Are you voting for Ted in the next election?" And I was like, "Well, I'm too young, but I'm gonna vote him in for a second term." And just like the most tongue-in-cheek thing I've ever said in my life, but they thought I was serious,
that
and I was
very,
like,
that sounds very, very sitcom-y. Like I feel like that's what a sitcom teen would say at like a rally.
But it's like it's so fun because they're all so proud of you too. And
wow, yeah.
So I later on the Donald. So this is back when I was like trying to get karma all the time. I reused that same thing. I was like, I'm 16 and I can't vote for Donald this time around. But and then I got a bunch of karma for that. But then so the Muslim ban happens, and I'm thinking they would love to have one of their own. This is horrible.
I know this one. Say it.
So I went to Google and I typed in Muslim Trump supporter. I could not find any pictures. But what I did find was a Hispanic guy who looked close enough. So I stole this picture from Google Images and I posted it on the Donald and I said something like, proud Muslim checking in. Hashtag MAGA or something, because I knew that they'd be like, "Oh, we got one! Wow, we're not racist.
We got one."
And then, like, of course,
I've never queued anything that perfect.
That was beautiful.
So of course it gets like 10,000 upvotes, and I'm in the comments, and it's hilarious. People are like,
People think it's a Muslim Trump supporter. They're eating it up.
I know I still have that post on my phone, but I was just in the comments like hashtag MAGA, hashtag no breaks.
Wait a second. What is...
Oh, no breaks was a thing that they would say a lot. They're like, this train's going and there are no breaks. And there was also like
not stopping.
It was a very fun subreddit to participate in sometimes.
Hold on. I gotta say it. I'm gonna go on the record. If you're over, I'm gonna say 30, you shouldn't be allowed to use hashtags. You shouldn't be allowed to use them. You shouldn't be allowed to make up one. We should outlaw. We should outlaw any kind of wedding hashtags. None of that. I don't care how witty you think you are.
Yeah.
Hashtag no break.
So I was just like in the comments. I was like dunking on the libs. I was like, let's play the part. I was having so much fun doing this.
Don't say it.
That's so good.
PD saying dunking on the... Okay, look, we're from South Carolina, but we're not from that deep of the South. Like, you just met...
We're not that deep.
We're just talking it, all right?
This in no way reflects my political affiliations. I just want to say I was having a fun method acting experiment in which I was like a community hero for a day.
You're a champion for Republican minorities.
Yes, and so what happens is there's so much attention on that subreddit from like other, like from like more liberal subreddits. So they will like brigade, and they went through my post history.
Yeah,
and they found a clip of me doing stand up, and then I had like articles and stuff like white comedian pretends to be Muslim on Reddit.
Oh man,
and
articles.
Or it was just like Reddit posts from other subreddits.
Oh yeah, white comedian poses is. Oh my gosh, man.
And I thought it was hilarious, and I'd be like, I was trolling them, and they'd be like, shut up.
No.
I was just seeing how gullible they were, and they're like, no, you're helping.
Man.
Yeah, you're part of the problem.
I don't think I've ever told that story on the record before.
Yeah, now that
that's
you
a
have.
Great story. I
God
love
bless
that.
you, man. Yeah, PD stays doing some stuff online where I'm like, what do you want from that? What are you looking
Reddit
to
karma.
gain?
That's what he wants.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. I got 100K. A lot of that Reddit karma, I'd say the vast majority of it was it was like back when I would watch Monday Night Raw. I was watching like WWE very closely, and my commenting on WWE got me like 20,000 Reddit karma over time.
Yeah. Dang, man.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Shoot. Adler, this show's called Church Stories, man.
Yeah.
Are you a church man?
Am I a church man? I mean, right now I'm an online church man, but
You a live stream
We
man?
all are. You a live stream man?
yeah, just a live stream man. Yeah.
Are you a live stream live at the time, or like 11 p.m. man?
11 p.m. Man. I mean,
I
if
watched
we
the
can
live stream.
sleep in,
I
well,
watched
there's
the
no
live stream
difference.
today.
No. What you watched the live stream
Yeah,
today?
so my girlfriend invited me over to watch church live over at their house, and I did. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because a pastor told a story where am I getting a phone call? Oh,
Ask
that's
your
my
girlfriend,
girlfriend
man.
right now.
You don't have to answer.
Hey, you're on the podcast. Hey, you're on speaker. You're on the podcast right now. How do you feel about that?
Great.
You want me to call you back?
Yeah, I'm hiding in the bathroom at work.
Oh, okay.
She said, I'm hiding in the bathroom at work. Is everything okay? Is everything okay?
Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. I'm just bored.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'll call you later. I love you.
I love you too.
Bye.
This is Adler. This is a man on the clock right now
yeah,
of a
this
podcast and also a full-time dating relationship.
Is, yes,
24/7.
full shine.
Where were we even at?
Oh, I was talking about so on the live stream that I watched with her. The pastor tells a story of a parrot getting. So there's a person cleaning out their parrot cage, and they had the vacuum, and they turn away for a second, and they hear like a, and the parrot goes in the vacuum. And apparently it has like soot all over it. Like it's okay, but he gets it out, and then he has to like wash it off, and then has to like blow dry it after it gets washed. So it's a very traumatic experience for a bird. And then he said like, and that bird never sang the same again. And then he's like, sometimes something happens, and I was like, where's the happy ending? He just brushed over it. He's like, oh yeah, that bird's depressed forever. And sometimes you might be in a situation
You're
like that.
Yeah, yes.
And I was like, no, tell me, like somebody help that bird.
That did happen to me one time. I got vacuumed up, and then I couldn't sing the same ever again.
So pastors, they do this thing where they'll like take an analogy and they'll either like turn it for the better, but then they'll be like there was one analogy in the 90s where they would pass around a rose. This was an analogy on virginity. They would pass around a rose to the whole audience, and they'd be like, everybody, sniff it, smell it, pass it, toss it, bowl it, throw it, twist it, bop it. And then finally, he'd get to like, it'd weave its way around the whole thing, and then he'd get to the end, and he'd be like, who wants this rose now? And then people would be like, oh, boo, boo, whatever. Like, that's what happens when you don't save yourself for marriage.
Yikes.
Anyways,
and he threw it on the ground and stomped.
on it. But Matt Chandler, so he redeemed that story. So he talks about that. Matt Chandler's a pastor, author from I think Texas,
I've seen that
Alabama.
clip, yeah.
And he ends it with, Jesus wants that rose. I'll tell you who wants that. God wants that. And it's really powerful. It's really good. I enjoy that.
Yeah,
because then
that's great.
If somebody is in the situation where they've made certain lifestyle choices, you're basically saying nobody ever wants you.
Yeah,
you suck.
You're like, all right, cool. Who wants to come down to the altar?
You're just a vacuumed up parrot. But yeah, I did grow up. That's what you want to tell
So
visitors.
tell us about your church experience from the younger Adler days.
Yeah, I grew up in church. I was like, It was interesting. I was homeschooled and everything, which I know you
Homeschool.
guys are the homeschool
CEOs of homeschooled.
Yeah, the CEOs of homeschooling.
I don't know about CEOs, but we definitely are the official homeschool band now,
my
I
bad.
guess.
That was a bold statement on my part.
We are the
You have to
the entertainment
I like it and I
You have
don't.
to carry that.
at homeschool graduations. Our song probably gets played.
I'm proud and ashamed at the same time. But
Yeah.
carry on.
And so I was like the only like homeschooled kid at like my church, and so like I was very involved with like youth group and whatnot, and I was like really good friends with my youth pastor, and then but I was still like I was just like the one kid that like hung around too much and was just like involved, like just I would spend my free time like because my parents would get to the church early and whatnot, and so I'd just spend my free time just like at the children's church puppet stage, just like goofing around with puppets and whatnot. And then and then like my youth pastor, he'd help me make like YouTube videos and stuff back when I was in high school and stuff. So very involved. And then I went to like church camp, of course, and like the Missouri State church conference and stuff, and I was on the like leadership board. So very involved with all that stuff. And then I did and magic tricks again. That was how I talked to girls at church camp. That was my claim to fame.
Yeah.
Illusions, yes, sorry.
But what did your magic tricks look like? Were they like, what would you do? Was it like, whoops, a card? Hey, what's on this card? Is that your phone number on the card? Ho!
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh, I'm gonna keep that one. No, I would be, card tricks were good because you could just carry them around anywhere. And then like, it got to a point where like I would do magic tricks, and then like the next year there'd be like 3 other guys that like started doing magic tricks.
But you were like, no.
Yeah, hey, I did this first, and
I'm the magic man.
I'm the
that's
magic
me. And so I would do card tricks, and then rope tricks, paper tricks, really anything, but any type of illusion you needed. But and then I think like in one of my last years, I did like one of the late night antics shows. I was like did a whole magic set and stuff, and it was wild time.
What denomination did you grow up? If you want to say?
Yeah, it was Church of God, which was technically like non-denominational, and so same denomination as Bill Gaither.
Oh,
fun fact.
Excuse me, the Bill Gaither.
The Bill Gaither, yes.
So Shama's idol?
My idol? I almost said Shama's idol, Bill Gaither?
Yeah, Shama's.
Shama now talks about himself in the third person.
I don't know what it was the other night, man, but I tweeted way too much about Bill Gaither. And
you went on
I saw
that.
What sparked it was just kind of like, what did I say? I'm doing the rap thing until I form a quartet and tour with Bill Gaither, who my in-laws, huge Bill Gaither fans. And so I've watched some Bill Gaither, like they'll just loop it on YouTube. So I've seen some stuff before. And so the other night I was thinking like, Southern gospel, I could do that. I could cock my head back when I'm singing. Hey, wait a second, I do have a song about that.
Is he like the Christian world Garth Brooks?
It's like if Garth Brooks was baptized. This is a Bill Gaither. This is my only Bill Gaither sound drop. Are y'all ready? Which that song? Yikes. Anyways, Adler, back to you.
Classic. Great for
I remember
church
that
services.
gives me a flashback to my grandparents' church, Living Praise. There was this disabled woman. I think she's in a wheelchair. I don't know. She had some like pretty bad condition, and she sang that song, and it was so bad, but nobody could like say anything because of her condition. Yeah. So
I think he touched me, the Lord. But there's the part that like it just builds up, which that's what I sampled. Where like it's like the drums, and you're like, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
okay. Cool.
Like this song, a seeker-friendly church? Nuh-uh, that doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah. Or
did you ever go to Did you ever go to a homecoming, like one of the Gaither homecomings?
No, I did not. I've listened. I've watched so many VHSs though.
Yeah, I went to one. I was like one of the last ones there, and I hung out with Guy Penrod's son. In the like,
thought you were gonna say Fieri.
Yeah, Guy Fieri. Yeah, Guy Fieri was there. I
big Bill
his
fan.
Son.
What were you? How did you end up at a Bill Gaither? Was it Bill Gaither, or the Gaither family homecoming?
It was the Gaither. Yeah, my parents wanted to go one time.
You went to GaitherCon?
We all went. Yeah, GaitherCon. Yeah, they had Bill Gaither fidget spinners that they handed out.
Yeah,
and it was a fun time.
What does Gaither merch even look like, dude?
Is
it just like
probably
wigs?
Just wigs. Those fans, probably that you have.
He touched me. That could be like a Me Too anthem. It's like I'm just trying to get us canceled today. Hey, Steve from accounting.
It's knocked over my camera.
We were just talking to. Do you have a manager or an agent, Adler?
I do not.
Oh.
I am unsigned. I need one.
So are we. We were just talking to Jerron Myers, and he was saying that he has a manager, and he's like, his manager will just like tell me some things that I shouldn't say on the pod, and I'm on his podcast, and I'm like, dude, you have another human being who polices the things that you put out on the internet? And I'm like, what? Like, why?
I think that if you have a manager, or if you have like any company that you're working for, they're gonna do that.
Yeah, I guess they have your interest, your best interest in heart.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely things that we've said on this podcast that I feel like we would get like taken aside for.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Adler. Yeah. So you're at GaitherCon.
GaitherCon.
Guy, who you hanging out with? Whose son?
Guy Penrod.
Is he
Do you
one
know
of
Guy
the?
Penrod is?
No.
Yeah, he's the guy with the long, like, flowy hair.
Okay.
And yeah, he's one of the, or at least he was, one of the main members in the Gaither vocal band. So that was my. How did you end up talking to his son? There was like a room for the kids where you could just take apart like crap. Like there was they just had like, an old ice machine that you could just take apart. There was some sort of theme associated with it, like I don't know, but they just had old radios and stuff that you could take apart. And so I was just with him, and we were going crazy with screwdrivers and taking apart ice cube machines.
This was childcare? Childcare consisted of you?
that was where all the kids were. Yeah, they would throw. Yeah,
doesn't that sound like if somebody gave me a screwdriver and they were just like, "Hey, tear some stuff apart," I'd be like, "Awesome!" If I was a kid.
Yeah. It was so fun. It was great.
Man, I was in the wrong kids' ministries.
Yeah.
Well, now you know how you could have handled those situations.
Yeah. Dude, me and my brother, I mean, it was literally just a matter of time. Anytime we got like a new electronic, we'd like Christmas, birthdays, we'd be like, man, this is a ton of fun. Let's open it up and see what's inside it right now.
Yeah. Let's destroy it.
And we could never put them back together again. I'm 7.
Yeah. The other notable thing I remember from GaitherCon was there was like, those like performers that like will stay still, and then you give them a quarter and they like do some robot dance.
Yeah. GaitherCon.
There was one of those there. Yeah.
Really?
There's one in the in the hotel or conference lobby. Like
was
this
he
guy
hired?
that was like, I guess, I don't know, or he was just there and he knew people were coming, and he just. And like,
I think that's more likely.
Probably that, yeah. He just had like, the fedora and would like do fedora tricks and then like stand still until someone gives him money and then he'd do his thing again.
Unless that's a Gaither staple. He's like, I want statue people at my shows.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Maybe.
They're probably not called statue people.
Human statues?
Yeah,
maybe.
human statues, I think.
All right. So that's close enough.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So,
but
every now and then, I'm just a curious person. Like if I talk to somebody and they're like, "Oh, I did I did this." Like I was talking to a guy one time. He's like, "Yeah, I used to build organs for churches," and I'm like, "Hold on,
Nice.
let's talk about that." Because now I need to know everything that you know about this. So the other night, I was just thinking about, Bill Gaither. And I was like, man, that's not... And then another tweet was like, if I had two phones and Lecrae and Bill Gaither called me at the same time, I'd hang up on Lecrae, which I should have said Kanye. That joke should have been Kanye. But I wanted to be reasonable with who would reach out to me in the scenario that I had two phones.
I like that you started that by saying, I was just thinking about Bill Gaither the other night.
But
he's just sitting in his study.
It's Tuesday. It's time to think about
it was Friday night. I was supposed to be studying for a script. I'm here in my office under this tiny light, and I'm like, man, Bill Gaither. I was like, man, Bill Gaither tours must be lit. I just could not stop thinking about that. And I was like, what is the dynamic of going on tour with like a Southern gospel band? Like what are I don't know, what are the trailers like?
Well, they're rich enough that they probably fly privately everywhere.
Yeah, but you still got to be in a bus. I mean, if you're going like state to state, you're not flying.
Yeah. And they have like 40 people on stage at a time sometimes. So.
Yeah. Hey.
I don't know how that works.
That's a packed bus. It's just one bus.
Yeah.
They have
just
40
one
people.
bus. All these old people just...
I'm like...
just sitting next to each other.
So let's talk about this. Adler, you are what are you... An internet personality, right? A content creator.
Yeah.
Do you also despise that term? Or... I think Shama's made more peace with it than I have.
I content creator, that irritates me.
I'm an content influencer. Yeah. I just say comedian because I do stand up around town and improv and whatnot. But yeah.
He's an improviser. You want to get him?
I don't
rip me to shreds. No, I know you hate improv.
I don't hate improv. I actually I've been to some amazing improv shows. I really enjoyed Middleditch and Schwartz.
Yeah, great. Did you watch Did you watch that on Netflix? I'm not even gonna try saying it.
I'm like halfway through. Yeah,
dude, very funny stuff. And I've been to some improv shows that I've really enjoyed. I'm just commenting on the fact that a lot of the companies look like cults.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Say it.
The way it works.
Say it right now.
But bad improv is very bad, and the way the theaters are set up is a lot of the time they'll get people that are in classes, paying for classes.
Oh yeah.
To volunteer for free, so they don't have to pay any employees, and so the way it's run is very weird, and it's you're in class 1, class 2, class 3, and you're leveling up and whatnot. But I thankfully had a very, very weird alternate way of learning improv. But
what did I said evidence that the improvisers are usually in a cult. Number 1, working for free and smiling while doing it.
Yep.
Number 2, no clue where the money goes. Number 3, they all date each other. Number 4, mostly white. 5, they get murdered for leaving. So.
Yep. Checks off. Yeah.
So do you do just any open mic this close by?
I have. Yeah, there's one comedy club in Springfield, so that's kind of one main one to go to, and then there are a couple people that I know that run shows or do an open mic, and so I'll do stand up just depending on what happens there. And then I'm in an improv group with a couple of friends that I met in Branson, Missouri. If you know where or what that is.
Yeah, I went to Branson.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. Could you just do a little stand-up for us live on Church Stories right now?
Yeah, I have my banjo and
that's the wrong music. I'm sorry.
That's every comedian's nightmare.
Yeah. So hey, just do a routine. I went on a radio show in Branson one time, and I think they pulled that on me, and I was just I don't know.
Yeah, I've started being kind of mean about it. I think my manager at work told me to. I was she's like, yeah, just do it for me. And it's usually they're at least 30 people when I do this.
Yeah.
Or
people don't know.
Or I do the Hannibal Buress thing where I'm usually when I do stand up, there's lights and a stage and the proper context for stand up. And
people don't know.
Yeah, people. Man. Yeah, the whole tell me a joke. You're a comedian.
Yeah.
Shout out to
I like
Hannibal.
to.
But also,
I like to say, just give me $20.
but people, there's this. I think what people assume, like comedy is there's like there are many genres of comedy. Like I've talked to people like, oh, me and my wife love stand up. I'm like, what do you watch? And they're like, The Dry Bar. We watch a lot of John Crist and a bunch of other stuff. And I'm like, well, I
Okay.
mean, that's some comedy. But there's more forms of comedy.
Yeah.
And yeah, people just don't know that. I mean, I've been a big fan of just like slow burn, comedians. It's not like Def Jam.
Well, we got in with
stomping funny, but it's just
that,
kind of like low key.
that LA group from like around like 2014 when we discovered podcasts.
Yeah.
And, like, all these LA comedians, like before they really like hit it big, were all just doing each other's podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a really fun time. And then we became like lifelong fans of all those people.
Right. And they're like, they're hilarious, but I don't know. Yeah. To like the like, I don't know, a Facebook clip of them sometimes wouldn't work. You know what I mean? Like, because people are like,
exactly.
look, you can like this thing. You're seeing a part of a whole hour. You got to see the hour. You've got to see his other two previous hours to really get his newer hour. Because and just it's a whole.
Yeah, people don't, and people don't even sometimes like. What's bad is when they don't get the terminology. Like I did a special when I was in college as like a senior project. I somehow arranged to get like a special problems course where I just wrote my own comedy special and got it produced.
Dang.
And the like PR release from the college, because they're like, oh, that's kind of cool. They called it a sketch. Like my whole like 45-minute like special. They're like, he did a sketch. Comedy sketch. I was like, okay, it's not like I know they don't know any better, but like that's just like it's just so different for anybody that does know. And so I asked them to say special instead, which it's like I felt annoying asking like, well, it's a special, it's not a sketch.
You shouldn't have felt annoying. It's annoying that
say
they
it.
did that.
You say what you.
Yeah,
know.
it's annoying that they did that in the first place.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, dang.
But,
okay.
yeah, people don't know sometimes.
So back to growing up Church of God in Missouri.
Yes.
You're doing magic. Other dudes are also doing magic. You're fighting the dudes who also are new magicians because you're the hipster older, wiser illusionist. Sorry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Shout out to Will Arnett. Shout out to Arrested Development.
Illusions, Michael.
and so what is your favorite or most memorable church story?
My most memorable church story. I mean, I guess like I really have good memories of just like working with my my youth pastor. Like I said, like we would make like YouTube videos and stuff. Like I have a really old music video called "Shut Your Mouth and Chew Your Food," and like I like just we used all the like church stage and stuff, and it was just this weird like 80s looking thing, and I had like smoke machine and stuff, and he just helped me out doing that kind of stuff, and so I look back fondly on that kind of thing.
Dude, I have a theory
Yes.
that the church community creates really, really good content creators.
Yeah.
There is something about having to create for in a church environment where they have all the gear. Usually there's somebody knowledgeable. Usually you're good enough to do it for free and intern. Like there are a ton of like directors and writers that I know of who all started off working at like, Elevation or Newspring, and now they're like, pretty, I don't know, not big, but pretty awesome, well-to-do, respected filmmakers. And I'm like, there's something about it. So that's like, I think I have a lot of gripes about church and what it's become, but like hearing you and watching you explain that right now, I'm like, okay, so I believe in the church, like I always do, but then I'm like, okay, what my gripe is like what some people do with it, but I think when it boils down to it, it's people. Right, it's about the people, and I sound like a politician. It's been about the people.
Always about the people.
But no, it's always about, like, I met PD in church like about 10 years ago, and granted we're not at the same church that we went to anymore, but what came of it was I created and you watched me create and you played in the band in church and did whatever and we talked and hung out and biked and ate lunch and, you know, cut to this now. You know, same for you.
Yeah, we owe all of this to Chris Hardwick because I think I told that story where I got grounded and I discovered the Nerdist and then I told Shama to listen to it.
Podcast.
And then he got into it and then he told me to listen to You Made It Weird and then he did open mics and then I did open mics.
Yeah.
And that's how all of this started, I think.
Yeah. That's great.
But I mean, like one of the good,
Pete Holmes.
Yeah, Pete Holmes, man, the
Shout
OG.
Shout out to Pete Holmes and Chris Hardwick.
Yeah, they're listening. They listen. Yeah, but I think the cool thing is what, like, you know, okay, say what you want about the church, but I think the community involved and the people that come out of the community are, you know, some of my favorite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that because, like, there are, like, of course, you know, horror stories of like bad things happening or whatever. But like, I was grateful to have that encouragement just at a young age to like make stuff. And I have had like people that are, you know, not as helpful. Like when I went to a Christian college in Branson, and this guy, I was working at the restaurant there at the time, and this guy that was like running this like entertainment thing, like all these big wigs in Branson, he came up to me after because I was just a waiter, and he's like, what do you want to do when you get out of college? And I was like, I want to be a comedian. And he's like, oh great, put a Christian message to it and you'll have an audience in the palm of your hand. And I was like, ugh, that's
he's not wrong.
Dude.
Yeah, he's not wrong. But and so that's like what I've, you know, for personally stayed away from, but I've actually embraced people who are encouraging.
That was something I tweeted. I said, like, the awesome thing about Christian comedy is you don't have to be funny to participate.
Oh,
exactly.
Gosh, man.
Yeah.
You just kind of like, if you understand like the catchphrases.
Yeah.
To say it's pretty simple.
Well, let's list the catchphrases. It's Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
And it's the Holy Ghost. It's the I get it.
And we're definitely like at some points probably guilty of all these things.
Yeah. But not on the low hanging, the picking of low hanging fruit that some people are.
Yeah.
I would argue that. Man,
I mean, we did a couple Chick-fil-A songs.
Yeah.
Please forgive us.
VeggieTales, homeschool. Okay,
VeggieTales.
maybe we are. No, but one thing that I will say is, and I've had this conversation with a lot of people that I love and respect, and they're always talking about, hey, like, maybe finding a way to inject, a message or a purpose into what we do. And then also, like we just did the worship song and we put that out and it's done really well.
So what they want is like the end of Full House. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's such a great way of putting it. Yeah.
And I don't want to,
well,
I'd rather things just be funny and kind of like stand on their own.
I think another thing too is, I think I've gotten so many great opportunities to talk about, Jesus and ministry, without overtly coming out as like a Christian creator, and people ask, are these guys Christians? That's a ton of comments on like the worship song, and I want to be like, I don't know if that's a insult or a compliment to what we've created, but I guess just the main thing is like, I don't know, like I want to be good, like that's what it boils down to, and I think from being good, there are people, fellow creators, Christians and even non-Christians, who see that and they, it creates, the community, I guess, the environment.
Yeah. That's always been my goal. Yeah. It's just to like, just be funny. Like that should be the first goal. And that's what I loved about like the worship song was it didn't like, it didn't have like but also like, some sort of message to it. It was just funny because it just being standalone like it is, like it is the point to me, and so you don't need to like, put the Christian movie whole like message
the
into
ending
it.
And I think that's what somebody encouraged me to do, and I was like, oh, do I? And for a second I thought, because it got picked up by a few, it got picked up by Wretched Radio. Do you know what Wretched Radio is?
No. Wretched Radio. Today the Democrats
it's like, I mean, how would you describe it? Like hyper conservative Christian?
It's my dad
Yes.
Well, so it's like very like very like conservative dad,
Right
like, and
wing,
the left
yeah.
did this.
It's a lot of dad energy.
Big,
Yeah.
one could even say big dad energy.
Yeah, big dad energy.
But so I mean, it got picked up there, and they played it, and they were talking about it, and it was just like not the crowd that I wanted, but at the same time, I thought. And then people were even commenting. People were like, "This is exactly what worship music is. It's all it is," And I'm like,
Yeah.
not that, and also not that either.
Yeah.
I don't
What
know,
was
I guess-
Wretched Radio? Or were they commenting on it? Or were they like, did they like it or not?
Yeah,
They liked it.
And,
They were
Okay.
talking.
Thanks
Yeah.
for the plug.
Yeah, I mean, of course, they they have a podcast with a big following. But yeah, the main
There you
thing
go.
was like this is exactly what worship music is to this day: lack of writing and artistry and creativity.
The funny thing is, me and Shama checked out on worship music like a while ago.
Oh yeah,
So we're just kind of like, this is what we think it is.
yeah. And then people were like, "There are no key changes anymore," and I'm like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I could not do that song without key change."
Sorry, yeah, I'm stuck
just-
in
that joke is so-
2010.
Yeah.
yeah,
Something so funny about singing chorus with a key change.
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the same. I mean, what people were saying is like, it's not that. It's repeat the bridge 15 times. Well, then no one would want to listen to our song.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
Yeah,
uh,
it's a sketch. It needs to heighten.
yeah. right.
yeah.
Study
Um,
take an improv class.
I was very happy that one person picked up on the fact that we played a G chord the whole time we said it's repetitive.
Yeah.
So it was one
That's
chord.
great. Yeah.
And when we first made that change, it was Mason's idea.
Yeah. Shout out
Um,
to Mason Vane.
I hated it, how
Yeah.
it sounded.
It was a day of decision, and he was like, "We should just keep the same chord so it loops." And the first couple of times it played, it was one of those. I mean, it's like
I mean, now it sounds normal and it
it's
sounds
mildly
completely fine.
infuriating. It's just not,
But-
it's not perfect, but it's not bad, and you're like, "What
Well,
the?
if
what
you had
did
heard
Hearts
the
doing?"
previous version,
Yeah.
then it was infuriating to us after. It's like, oh, that's not right.
Yeah, but it
And-
works.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I hate that, but it's the right joke to make.
Yeah. I mean,
But now it
that's
sounds
good.
fine to me.
I think we're always like reconciling and figuring out. I think we ask what is funny more than anything. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And that's good to start. Yeah.
yeah, and then you kind of go from there. So you are a creator on Byte now, BYTE, which is
Biter.
you're a biter.
I'm a biter.
So it's the creator of Vine, Don Hoffman. Is that his name?
Yeah, Dom. Yeah.
Dom. I said Don
Yeah.
Hoffman. That must be somebody else.
He's like calling himself Don right now as a joke for some reason, so it's confusing. But yeah.
So
Either way.
he launched. He's the creator of Vine. Launched an app
Yeah.
called Byte, and you've been on it, and you are now a
Partner. Yes.
partner on
signed on as a creator partner. Yeah, which is really really cool.
So what is it like creating? I mean, because the big app now is all the kids are on TikTok.
Yeah,
Yes.
all the kids. TikTok. Yeah,
We have a complicated relationship with
Complicated
TikTok.
with relationship
same.
with TikTok.
Don't we all? Yeah.
I say I don't want to make one, but then I downloaded the app just to see what people were making out of our stuff.
Don't do it.
And then I was playing with the like green screen background, and
Yeah.
it was just fun to be like talking and have like Obama
Yeah,
behind me.
Yeah, it's just great.
Why did you have Obama just?
I
on-
don't know.
You just had Obama on queued up in your photos.
I was just going through all the pictures.
To
Oh,
his
that they have or
favorites.
you have?
That I have.
You just have a picture of Obama on your phone.
I don't know why.
It was for when he was posting an underscore Donald.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah. Or I was probably like making a meme out of him. Obama,
Former
Yeah.
Democrat checking in.
Obama's made some good meme templates.
Okay. So, what is it like being like? How did you get into Byte? What is it like? And like what are you hoping out of it?
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, like I've been, because I had Vine back in the day, and I was like, day one on Vine, and so I didn't get like, oh no, my camera stopped.
You're good.
Again. I had Vine, and I got like, I didn't have like a huge following. I know I had a few Vines that popped off. Like I did make one like homeschool graduation joke. I like walked out of my house, had a graduation cap, threw it, and then walked back in, and that got like 50,000 loops. And then I had one that that like Vine tweeted, I think.
Yeah.
And then, but that was it. And then, Vine passed away. And so
Rest
I was
in
just
peace.
very into it at the time. And then, I've always been very just interested in the new apps. Like I had somehow I downloaded Musical.ly right before it switched to TikTok. And so I've like,
Wait, are you
had
referring to musical.ly?
Oh yeah, sorry, musical.ly, yes. And I've had it downloaded since they made the like whole change, and I was like, and so I've seen the evolution of that too. And then,
Oh man. Okay.
but
I
with
despise
Byte,
Musical.ly.
yeah, it was, but it was the early like switch to TikTok from Musical.ly to TikTok. That cringe was like beautiful because there was, I don't know if you know the lore or anything, but there was like a whole hashtag developed called the furry war, and because more people gamers were downloading TikTok, and so it was this war between the furries and the gamers.
What?
And so there would be duets
It's like
between
the-
gamers with
The only war where nobody's capable of fighting.
exactly yes, yeah, no one knows how to
Yeah, of
do
course. The
anything.
furry war of 2019. I remember.
Yeah,
it's in
we
the
all were there.
history.
The furry gamer
and
war.
then and the gamers had like Nerf guns, and they were shooting, like doing duets and like shooting the furries and stuff. And then eventually there were more like gamers on TikTok because it was like becoming more meme based rather than the cringe like Musical.ly. And then there was a gamer civil war between like the four, PC, Xbox, Switch, and PlayStation all
Wait a
rose
second.
together.
So there were enough furries on Musical.ly to be like, it's like a furry hub? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah,
please,
basically.
Please don't say those words next to each other.
A furry.
It was a
hub, yes.
safe haven for furries? What's happening, man? I know I don't know this lore. I don't know if I want to.
Well, so sorry, but now you do. I had to live through it. I still have flashbacks.
I'm very interested. Have there been any new wars?
Not that I've seen.
Has there been like a
But-
TikTok Iraq invasion or something?
yeah. So anyway, but yeah, that was sort of a side tangent. But then with Byte, I saw when like they were announcing that Byte was going to be released, and I just followed that, and then I was like a beta tester, and so I was just making stuff on there, and then here I am making stuff now on Byte.
How's morale on Byte?
On Byte, it's not too bad. I mean, it is like, I mean, everyone kind of knows, like, TikTok is bigger, but like, and I think like the main difference is like Byte kind of focuses on like more originality and creativity, and so that is nice. I think that it's just a different culture rather than sort of rip-off culture of TikTok, because you can look at TikTok, and someone just literally word for word just lip sync someone else's sketch that someone else came up with, and then they get more likes than it.
Yes.
And then TikTok will tweet, and like you can still see the original sound on the app, but then like if someone exports it, you can't tell if they came up with it or not.
Right.
And so it's such a weird rip-off culture, and I mean it allows things to spread like wildfire, and so it's better for their ads. But
a big problem, and I'll let you get back to what you were talking about. A big problem on TikTok, PD, is that like really cool black people will make up a dance. Like all these cool dances that come up are made by black creators, black dancers, and that their videos won't do well. But then like a white person will take it, like a girl, and she'll be but you know what I mean, and it'll just like blow up, and then TikTok will tweet it, and then like some of them got invited like to the NBA finals, and they were like like teaching like cheerleaders the dance, and it was this whole thing, and people were like what they didn't literally, they're copycats of things and doing the things, and that's like that's what I'm so confused about. I guess the TikTok culture. I never thought I'd say those two words.
No, it's true, and I think that is actually a difference. I feel like I've seen between Vine and TikTok. Is like on Vine you saw more black creators rather than on TikTok, and I've heard stuff. I don't know if it's true or not of like the algorithm like prioritizing white skin and
hey,
stuff,
shout out to Chad Smith. I mean, it is from China, so who knows?
No, TikTok. I read an article about how TikTok had like admins basically like not pushing creators who were bigger or disabled or just uglier, and they were pushing people to like the main page, people who were just like more attractive. And
shouldn't it be the content? Like whatever the funniest thing is should be the thing.
That's the thing. It's I mean, like, I don't know. Apparently when you write if it is an algorithm, I was talking to a friend who's done he does VFX, he's done some work for Google, just a bunch of things, and he went out to California to go to school there. He ended up doing just a bunch of big contracts with Google and like Red Bull, and he's worked with Ninja and a bunch of other things and Twitch. And and he was saying that like Google creators, like Google engineers, they don't even know what the algorithm does now.
Really?
The algorithm's a computer. So when you see a video that's like a 20-second video of like my trip to the zoo, and it's from 2006 and it's on the front page, they don't understand why the algorithm decided to put that video on the forefront of YouTube.
Yeah, that happens on YouTube so much. It'd be
A
like,
lot.
now everybody's watching Chris Hansen.
Yeah.
Why? Because the algorithm decided that we should watch. And then we all saw it and wanted to watch Chris Hansen. So I guess it was right.
Yeah.
But,
it's a whole thing, man. So I mean, like, so what are you on TikTok and Byte? Did you have to sign like a disclosure agreement? Like, what is the deal?
Yeah, I mean, Byte's really good about like their only thing is like if you have the watermark on your Byte, you can share it whenever you want. But if you want to do like extended versions, if you're a creator, just wait 2 days and then you can. So there's not a ton of like exclusivity really, but they've been a lot better just as far as like, you know, who I've interacted with, like the reps there and just their mindset. Because like even with the creator program, they focused on not on actual content and not like, you know, how popular you are. And they really emphasize that. They're like, we're wanting actual unique voices on this app to be partners, not just whoever's getting the most likes right now. And so
there's your ad is Byte. We don't have a racist algorithm.
Yeah, but we're not racist.
Well, you know, the best thing to come out of TikTok was those two white high school students being extremely racist.
Dude.
Oh my
and
God.
then
Did you see
losing everything.
Man.
And one of them was a pro wrestler. I was like, don't make us look bad, man.
You're not a pro wrestler.
I mean, like, I'm a wrestling fan. I'm part of it.
But he's like, I'm in the community. I count.
Yeah.
Dude, so, well, I guess we got to talk about, since we're talking about content. What are your thoughts? My big fear of TikTok and creating short form videos where it's like literally people are creating 2 or 3 a day. I'm like, you are prone to making more errors. Like, that's my big thing. I'm like, if I was making stuff like that every single day where it's like, when your son barf on your shoulder and when the keyboard jam, like, I'm like, there's just a matter of time. Like,
I love
you know what I mean?
Whenever you give examples for stuff, you give the most ridiculous examples.
I mean, come on. Like, what is it though? Like, what is it? Like, people who are creators, it's legit. Like, you know, like when your guitar's string bursts, and you're like, because you're like, that's exactly. But I'm like, I can't do that all the time. Like, I really do. Like, I gotta create scarcity, I guess, in my content.
I'm gonna go home and make TikToks.
Yeah.
So quality versus quantity. That's the age-old argument. Like, where are you at with it?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, like, I'm better if I focus on quality, you know. So and I feel that with like TikTok. Like, that's why I'm like in a weird place with posting on TikTok. Like, sometimes I'll post my bites over just at the same time, and then other times I'm like, I don't want to. Yeah. And so, because it's just, you watch TikTok and it's just so much, you know, and like the people that are big on there have to make like, you know, 1 a day.
Shout out to Alex Griswold.
Yeah. There's a creator that we know who's kind of big on TikTok right now.
Nice. Yeah. I have a friend too who's big on TikTok. So,
but
we all have friends. No.
I mean, I've said it before on this show. But I
But-
want to be. I don't really want to be anything famous, like blank famous. Like
Yeah.
I want to be, and I struggle using the word famous there, but I guess that's what it is. But I just want to create stuff that's well known and be well known for the things that I create. So I've really had trouble reconciling being a creator on a platform and then going big. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I
same.
mean?
No, I get that. Yeah, and I've been thinking a lot about that too. It's like, I think at the end of the day, the best thing to do is just focus on making good stuff.
Yeah.
And then letting that transcend however it does. And it's weird because, I've been doing this for like 6 years, and I'm not like huge or whatever, but it's just, I've gone through phases of like, oh, like, am I supposed to be playing the game or am I supposed to be doing this? And it's like, and it's a weird thing to just have your whole sort of evolution online. And so, it's hard, but I think like my philosophy at the end of the day is like, just make good stuff and that you can at least like bring to people and then make genuine friendships and connections, and that'll get you places. But
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime your dog comes into frame, I stop looking at you. Like I'm listening still, but
I know
I'm just looking at the dog.
he keeps rearranging himself in my bed.
Well, dang, man, this has been a really good talk, dude.
Yeah, it has. Thank you guys for having me.
I think I'm always curious to
talk.
talk about. It's been a great talk. A
Ooh.
good
TikTok
bite. Please don't make TikToks, dude. I beseech you.
I'm gonna make a podcast called TikTok Talk. Triple T,
TikTok.
baby.
T squared.
Stop it. Just the first note.
Just the first.
I do love enjoying talking to creators, especially like I think there are a group of people who don't care and they're like, I gotta throw everything on the wall, see what sticks.
Yeah.
But then there are people who, like we really do care about, what we put out, and we don't want to just be the blank guy. And it's good. Like it's good to try to figure out, okay, where are you at, and like compare notes and I don't know, hold each other accountable, I guess, to a degree too. So if if I see your bite slipping, then I'm gonna be like, hey, check your bite.
Check your bites. Have your VPN for
Check
your
your
bites.
talks. I'm gonna have a TikTok talk with you once you start making sloppy talks.
Dude, my talks will be sloppy.
Guys,
Sloppy
I'm
talks.
gonna save that as a soundbite for this. So for when later I'm gonna play your
Great.
TikTok that bombs,
Great.
so I can also follow it up.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding. So anyways, we like to end each show with praise reports. If you've listened to the show, then you already know that we always end each episode and we let the hosts and the guests, and that sound like needs to be longer, talk about, he healed my body, he touched my mind. This is my audition for the Gaither. Just in time, I'm gonna praise his name.
Skirt.
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
Stop clapping.
Send that tape in. That'd be great. Yeah.
But yeah, man, do you have a...
They only take VHS tapes. So you'll have to convert it.
Oh, they do. You're like, Mr. Gaither, please,
please watch my tape.
I sang he touched me a cappella
With myself. Just have the different compartments. Mm-hmm.
I should do...
So what was the...
I should do... You should make a video. You should make a TikTok. It's gonna be like a rejected Bill Gaither audition. Where it's just, he touched me. Excuse me. He touched me.
Show me on this doll where he touched you.
Oh, I'm sorry. But anyways, we end with praise reports, man. Do you have a praise report? Anything you're thankful for? You want to plug? Just anything God's been good in your life, brother?
Yeah.
Speak on
I would say, actually, honestly, we were just talking about it. My dog has been great.
Yeah, you just got a new dog.
Recently. Yeah, it's a little foster dog. His name is Tate, and I live on my own, so I've just been sitting in my house, staring at the void, and I'm like, I need a dog. And so
Take the dog.
I
like
Is this? You sounds like an origin story for John Wick.
after after Garrett the fish. I like saying like the animal
Wick
name.
Tate
So it's
the
like
dog.
Tate the dog.
Adler the human, and with Tate the dog.
Take the dog.
Dude.
So that's actually been a nice little blessing of just having like something else to help occupy my time.
To live for.
Something to live for. Something to get me out of the bed.
So you call yourself a dog dad, a dog daddy?
Yeah, I'm a foster dog daddy.
You proud of yourself?
He's really happy.
I don't know what I almost use the word daddy on the podcast. The always the look on his face is just like, what are you doing, dude?
Why?
Dude, I just noticed. I was laughing earlier while you were talking. I just noticed that knife next to your nightstand.
Oh,
The what?
Is that a sword? What is that on the wall?
It's my. Do you want me to get it?
Yeah.
It's my katana for any home invaders. So I'm sleeping
when the
here,
zombies come.
and
Nice.
I don't have a gun, but I have this, and so I can just go insane. I used to have this in my Twitter avatar. It was just me holding this, and people would always get mad and or say I'm hiding behind my sword, when I had that as my profile picture.
What?
Like they get that was their version of Twitter fighting me of you're not tough as you think you are. I'm like,
people
it's
think you're hiding behind your katana. So it's if anybody trash talked you, you would go get them. You would leave.
Yeah.
Which you'd make time to drive and go get after them.
Yeah, I'd log out of Twitter, find them, skin them with my katana.
This is a whoa. You mean business too? So the other day, yesterday, I was cutting up. Well, I sometimes we buy chicken in breasts or thighs or legs or whatever. We'll cook them, and then sometimes we'll get whole chickens, and we'll cut them up and we'll use them. My wife and I. Anyways, my wife hasn't been feeling well, so I was like, hey, what do you want to do with the chicken? She was like, you just do whatever. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll cut it up and I'll air fry it. So I went to, and this happened in the past, but this time, yesterday it really got to me. So I'll prep the chicken, I'll take it out of the bag, and then I put it in a bowl, and I took a knife and I was just start cutting it up, and I was trying to move it to season it and stuff, and I just couldn't cut it, dude. I did not have what it took in me to cut up a dead chicken, dude. I don't know why, but I was like, it's so funny. I was in the kitchen by myself and I was like, man,
I can't do this.
Seriously, dude.
What do you mean?
I don't know, dude. I just couldn't get myself to, because it's a whole, I couldn't get myself to chop it. And I just fried it. I air fried it whole as is.
Wow.
I chickened and then
You chickened out.
You chickened out.
Anyways, so yesterday I just had the thought, and I'm like, I don't own a gun, and I really don't have a plan for home invaders, but I was like, if I couldn't deal with a dead chicken, then I don't deserve to have a katana next to my bed, because I'm not. If push comes to shove, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
You can't protect the household.
Yeah,
If
no.
push comes to shove, Ezra, I hope you can crawl.
The army crawls, and he's getting faster, baby. So, yeah.
Well, do you have a praise report?
Do I have a praise report? Dang. Sheesh. What is my praise report, man? Oh, my wife got me this shirt for my birthday, and I still have the
Heck
tags
yeah.
on it
Yeah.
Happy
with
birthday.
the button. Yeah. Well, my birthday was in March, but
Yeah.
this is the first time
I think I
I've
told you
flexed
happy
on
birthday.
a shirt.
Yeah.
New shirt. What's up? What's up? I feel like a Jonas Brothers. This is part of their new look. Is
Now do
very,
a freestyle rap called "New Shirt." What's up?
Okay, hold on a second. Let me see if I've got the. Nope, I don't have the. I don't have the. What is it called up? But you know what? I'm gonna. New shirt. What's up? Got milk in my cup. I'm quarantined. You already know what that mean. How about that? I finally got it on a rhythm. Sorry, Drew. I don't know who's gonna edit this, but I'm my bad, guys. y'all just sat there and watched it.
I asked.
My condolences.
What's your praise report, Pada?
Can you cue up the NBA playoffs?
Oh yeah. Hold on. PD, you got a praise report?
I have a newfound creative inspiration. I'm gonna make some TikToks when I go home. They're gonna be very TikToky and such. I'm gonna tick, I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna go until I drop. That doesn't rhyme. Okay.
Are you gonna revitalize the furry war?
I'm gonna go find some furries and beat them up.
Which team?
Bring it
Don't
back.
say. Don't. Which team?
What, gamer or furry? I have to choose between those two?
Yeah.
Gamer, obviously. I mean, furries just, I don't even want to talk about furries. They creep me out.
Anytime I regret, well, you know, when you're online and you don't know about something, you're like, what does that mean? And then you look it up.
Mm-hmm.
There is no going back. Like the moment of ignorance and knowing it's so short lived. It's like pow. You're like, oh crap, you know. And now you know. And now we know about you, Adler. It's been great having you on the show, man. This has been a ton of fun.
Thank you, fellas.
I tried to cue something up and it didn't work, but that was what I queued up. And
Thank you.
This has been a pleasure, man. So where can people find you, dude?
Yeah, find me on YouTube, Adler Davidson. You can find me on Byte at Adler. I cut out my last my last name.
Oh shoot, dude! You
heritage.
actually got your first. You just got one name on Byte. Dang, I'm
just
jealous.
at Adler. Yeah, on
Dang.
Byte. So
Wow.
I've always wanted to be a you know.
yeah, and then everywhere else it's at Adler Davidson. So
You don't want to be Shama for reals with a 4 and a Z?
Hey, I was gonna say where I got that for reals is from the movie Annie,
Yes.
Black Annie.
there you go.
Yeah, that's what she had, like a Twitter handle, and they were like, "We made a Twitter for you,
Yeah.
Annie for reals." And I went home. That I think before I went, yeah, legit. It has been the handle that I've used on a whim since December of whenever 2014
That's great.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I make decisions. Just black movies.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, but
You're
yeah. Anyways, this has been Church Stories.
And you've been awesome.
yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
This does sound a little country. A little
See you
home
later,
on the, a little
partner.
home on the range. A little home on the rangy.
I'm gonna go sit on my porch now and be real sad.
Yeah,
Get my harmonica.
legit, man. Hey, Adler, it's been a pleasure, man.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Good talking to you, man.
It was a splendid evening.
Look, we're still gonna talk. What is bi really on the internet? Like we're never
Exactly.
through with each other. But
Yeah,
we'll
we're
see
never
each other.
finished.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
See ya.
Adios.
Peace and love.